brands have been looking alike for years.
Yeah.
Personal brands, however, are on the rise. And personal brands are on the rise because people trust people and people like people.
Corporate marketing as a whole isn't seen as very sexy.
Yeah.
Not very nice.
No.
I mean, it's seen as nice, but maybe a bit stagnant or a bit kind of stale.
Yeah.
What would you say is your angle? How do you break that through that kind of mold?
So I think corporate marketing it's something very natural that happens. Also, if you look at it from like a psychological perspective, you bring a lot of people together and they start creating consensus to keep everyone happy. A brand is also there to bring out a consensus-driven message. We exist to A. But unfortunately, what we've also done is we've had to formalize a lot, right? So I think a lot of corporate brands still place themselves above the consumer. We're either the strongest, the fastest, the coolest, the cheapest, and we'll explain to you why. To do that, you need to communicate with certain type of formality that exonerates some type of pressure. But if you look at B2B marketing, it's about trust building as well. And one part of trust building is relationship building. And relationships are built best when you're authentic. And authenticity is something I think we can definitely bring back into corporate marketing. I think it's also important. And I think it's going to be one of the things that also shapes these next coming years. Because brands have been looking alike for years.
Yeah.
Personal brands, however, are on the rise. And personal brands are on the rise because people trust people and people like people. People don't like brands anymore.
No, they do. I mean, I always use the comparison B2B, B2C. I say this a million times, but it's always B2P. It's always business to person, right? It's always person to person.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether you're marketing to a business to attain business in that way, there's always another person on the end of that receiving that marketing, that video, that message.
Yeah.
So we kind of got lost in the way of corporate marketing where we thought we're marketing to an entity.
Yeah.
You're not. There's a human being with eyeballs and a brain on the other side of that who's receiving it. So how do you create that emotional connection with them, really, isn't it? And that's with other people. Yeah,
and it's also about realizing that, in B2C, we can often say, okay, your purchase is driven by your emotion.
Yeah.
Right? So I've had a bad day, I'm going to go shopping.
Yeah.
And then I feel better because I found perfect jeans.
Yeah.
So it's an emotional
God knows
response. That has happened before. It's happened in Bristol with a feather jacket. Tweety.
You talk a lot about executive profiling.
Yeah.
That's a big part of what you supply, isn't it? And what you do for your clients.
I think it's an integral part to any part of communication strategy.
If you're going to explain in layman's terms, what is executive profiling?
Executive profiling is actually explaining the vision that you have for the company in a space where you live as a person with an authenticity that makes people want to connect to you. I think I can go back also to the concept of sector shaping. Information coming from a person being able to speak on big panels, sector conferences, or more industry conferences.
Yeah.
This is a place where an executive profile can make more difference for a brand than we actually think, right? We always think, okay, if the brand communicates, that's a force, a power, right? Because the brand is strong. The brand says A, think C. That doesn't work because people don't connect to a brand in a trust building, relationship driven way that we do with people.
Yeah. Well, the classic example is B2C.
Yeah.
For years, and they still do it. They use figureheads, celebrities, people that everyone trusts, even though they don't know them. They've created a brand, these people that people trust. They then these B2C brands use these figureheads, these celebrities, to talk on their adverts. Perfume is a classic example, using well-known celebrity faces that people trust for some reason. Yeah. And they've done that for decades, and they'll continue to do it for decades because they see the reward in terms of conversions, because it's not being delivered by some faceless brand. It's being delivered by a person that's that person who I know, who I loved in that film, who I enjoyed in that interview or whatnot. Yeah. So it's been done for years in B2C, And it feels like it's now finally moving over to B2B. But instead of us bringing celebrities through, you've got your execs, you've got your C-suite individuals, you've got these figureheads within the business that you now need to champion.
Yeah.
So it's here.
Yeah. I think you do have to be very careful with who you bring forward. I think not everyone is good at everything, right? So if you bring forward a celebrity I think the most perfect example for me would be George Clooney and Nespresso.
Yeah.
I always think about that guy.
Yeah.
I love the way he presents Nespresso.
Yeah, true.
But he's a professional actor.
That's the rumor.
Unfortunately, otherwise I might have met him somewhere. But so he's a professional actor. You can put him on camera. You can put him in front of a screen, and he will perform.
Yes.
Not every exec you're going to put on a big screen is going to do well.
True.
Put me on a stage, not great. LinkedIn, panels, smaller style events, or big conferences. It really also depends on the person's personality. And I also really think people can smell when you're not authentic, when you're not trying, or when you're trying and it's not coming across as natural because it doesn't feel natural. Yeah. Your body language will exert that, and that does not exert the trust you're trying to build. So to become an industry expert, part of it, of course, is, who said that again? To be a thought leader, you need to have leading thoughts. So you need to have the right information, but the medium you use is just as important.